The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Friday, November 29th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with that promo code TCESGPN. You get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and college basketball with Rhythm. Get your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Martin Cleese, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience. Happy Thanksgiving, or I don't even know if you're listening to this. Is probably not this Black Friday. Happy horrible. Don't leave the house. Do not leave the house, or you will. It's just the worst. It's the worst. And you have college football, college basketball out all day. What are you doing? You don't need to leave the house. All right. If you're leaving the house, it better be to go to another house. If you're going out to the stores and just, being a part of, to me, that's like the part we should hit Control-Alt-Delete. You know what I mean? Let's get rid of the ones out there. YouTube.com/the college experience. We're already talking about murder. And hey, happy Thanksgiving, because man, I did doze off for a little bit while watching the end of the Memphis game. Then I woke back up to catch my final game of the night where my money line play cashed in, and it's been just a day of eating through the football with the kids. Fantastic. Yep.
They finally had Uncle Dundee as all-time.
Oh yeah. Blue 42. All right. Look, and might have had an incident where he tripped in the street or something, but you get up. You got to get up. All right. No crying. There's no crying. Let's get it going.
You just rub that shit off with dirt.
I will say, we were playing on a field that was just horrible. Like, it was uneven, just uneven. Like, I pretty much every throw almost blew an Achilles tendon, like fucking Dan Marino.
So like the Redskins field.
Yes.
Oh no, the Redskins field is fire. All right, I'm talking about like almost like a dome stadium. You know what I mean? With with that artificial bullshit. Remember the NFL always claims that they care about player safety, right? Hey, we're going to change the whole kickoff for player safety. Let's not mention that Redskin return, that many people tagged me in where the dude got KO'd last week. But also the fact that they care about player safety, even though like injuries happen at like a, what was it, like a 37% chance higher on turf. Well, it's okay. It's okay, folks. I'm already into it. That's because we're consuming youtube.com/the college experience. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swigga, Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh boy. Someone says, why aren't you hammered? Because we've already been hammered today.
This is the decline now.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Colby already dozed off.
Worked. I fell asleep. In the middle of that Tulane game. And flag on just no Texas A&M, no Egg Bowl today in football. Disgusting.
Something was missing, man.
Yeah, it just felt empty. But how many games were there yesterday, guys? 20 or 21?
For basketball, 21. 21.
Thursday, 21.
I went 15-6 ATS, including
14-7 here.
No, there we go. Including 9-4 on the locks. Fuck you. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the Ride and Rush Show and the Big 12 College Experience, which you should be subscribed to. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac, Ryan McIntyre. How are you, brother? Happy. I guess, does this still count as Thanksgiving because we haven't really slept? Yeah,
it's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving all year long. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I had a 500 day. Cooled off a little bit from the last couple of days, but hey, I'll take a 500. We'll move on to the next. Got some good ones on the slate, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Cheers.
There you go. Let's go. And wait, I almost forgot your music. It was on. I'm just a little slower tonight. I feel like. Let's go.
Come on, make it Mac tonight.
We are also joined by a third man in the booth, the host of the College Baseball Experience. He's always on the boards, pressing buttons, doing crazy shit. You know what I mean? Sniffing glue. Give it up for the great Noah Bieniek. How are you, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Would have been a win. Would have been an undefeated day for myself if we didn't abide by the dumb rule that you guys implemented during the show 2 years ago, where you bet all the island games. Man, I can't wait till I just hang out in the back and I don't jump in, even if you guys click me in and force me into the stream. I just can't wait for that because it just tanks my lock record.
Oh yeah,
New Mexico.
Oh,
that was a forced lock last night. Otherwise, 5-0 day for myself. Yeah, and Fire Day. I think all around basketball was great. Unfortunately, I talked about it with Colby. My mom's side, we do both my mom and my dad's side. My mom's side, only one TV set up, and it was the Lions game, so there was no way in hell that was changing. But my dad's side hooked it up. We had a couple of TVs in the basement, chill back, relax, couple of college basketball games, the NFL game, but we flipped it off because that game was total shit. Put on the Tulane-Memphis game. I love college football because there's a bunch of chaos every single week. But to answer Duke Devil's tip, people don't like the cocktail napkin being mentioned every single game because it's established for edge. I'm not trying to predict where the line's going to be every single game. And if it was, it would probably be around that number for 85% of them. So it's not even worth a point. So I appreciate the donation, but I only mentioned it for the 10% because that's kind of what I think we need to do.
Let's talk about this one too, Robert Thomas. How do you guys know college basketball so well? So Mac worked as it was his profession. You know what I mean? And I just have been watching college basketball and college football for my entire goddamn life. And I just have a passion for it. And I feel like Bieniek, I don't know how the hell you, but I
like to nerd out and look at numbers.
There you go.
But I feel like I treat KenPom as like a cheat sheet. It's literally there. Bookies use it to create numbers. And if you like a team a little bit more than a computer, that's your play right there, in my opinion.
But what about getting into college basketball?
So I always loved how huge the NCAA tournament was. March Madness. Literally, people wouldn't watch college basketball at all throughout the entire season. And everybody thought they were experts come March. And I was like, if these games always deliver in March, I'm going to watch from November on. And I don't know why, but I don't know. It was like 5th grade, 6th grade that finally clicked for me. And I was like, this is like the best shit ever. And college basketball, college baseball, college football. I love college sports because even if, some of the programs might be larger and the fandom is a little bit different at the home environments, and it makes it tougher for the little guy to pull off the wins. It makes it that much sweeter when it happens.
Yeah, I got to think like my older brothers. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't ever remember having like a choice to whether like sports or not. So like when I was very young, like we were watching shit and I was just like, oh, I wanted to be like them.
Yeah.
So like I'd never seen fucking Lion King. I never seen when people were watching normal shit, I was watching, the the UNLV running Rebels with fucking Stacey Augmon and shit. You know what I mean? Like it was just a different childhood than I think a lot. But yeah, Mac, what made you want to get into the like the profession?
Well, I wasn't a good enough player to keep going, and I wanted to be involved at some point and keep my career going. So that's why I went the coaching route. And where my love for college basketball, I just think that it's just a real sport in terms of the uniqueness of the home courts, the traditions, the rivalry games. It's just completely different from like the corporate NBA, and it really is, in my opinion, it's the best sport just from a purity of the actual sport. And I hope it can stay what it has made it great for as long as it has, and not have all this TMZ and corporate shit creep in and kind of ruin it, what we love. But I would say just my whole life, I love college basketball.
Yeah. For me, it's college football and college basketball, but both I think should be noted that both were formed, like the sports created around college.
Yeah.
Like college football was created the sport of football, and the same can be said for college basketball. So, and then came the leagues and the corporate, and then, the corporate dollar, so to speak. And I think that is why, I think you see more variety too. And the way that I love college football and the way that I always explain it to people that don't know, if they're at the airport and they ask me, it's like, oh, you fuck with the NFL? And I'm like, no. You fuck with the, NBA? I'm like, no, not really. But I feel like basketball has this element too. It's changing a little bit, and maybe, but like you can see very different variations of offense, defense, everything. Like the way the game, like take Tony Bennett's pack line. No one's doing that shit in the NBA. You know what I mean?
And me, like, I also forgot to mention this point. Like, my family has loved college basketball for 50 years, since back when my aunt played at Florida. Like, ever since then, the sport's only grown. Like, especially the women's game. Speaking of, Butler's like undefeated when Caitlin Clark's at the games. Just remember that. Like, she was there again, shown like every 4-minute timeout. But yeah, the game just continues to grow, and it's amazing. The more exposure it gets, the more attention it's going to get, because a lot of the home atmospheres, like Max said, make this thing unbeatable.
Well, and that too, like, I mean, that's another element of the corporate thing. I remember when at one point I was bartending in LA at a very, like, probably the most expensive, definitely the most expensive restaurant in LA, I think. And I got free tickets to pretty much anything Staples Center, right? Just, we have the corporate accounts would come into my bar, like these corporate people, and they would say, I became friends with them, and they're like, anytime you want Staples. So I would go to like the Pac-12 tournaments. I would go to the Lakers games, the Clippers games. But when you go to the Lakers Clippers games, like, it's like an Instagram party. Like, I don't even feel like people are there to watch the sport. You know what I mean? It's like a corporate happy hour. Whereas, like, to me, when you go to a college basketball game or a college football game, and the same could be said for the NFL, in my opinion, like with the NBA, it's like, it's now corporate money that's come in. So it's like AT&T bought a bunch of this fucking seats for their employees. They might not even care about the actual outcome of the game. Where like you go to a college football game, doesn't matter. It could even be in the FCS. I was doing stand up in Montana. I went to a Montana Grizzlies game, and it was like one of the best experiences ever. Right? You go to a college basketball game, for the most part, obviously, if you go to Chicago State a couple of years ago, there's 6 people there, but still, at least there's 6 people that genuinely care about the team. You know what I mean? So anyway, I feel like that's always a big difference.
I like this comment from Can-Am too. I've told Colby this before. The fact that you can rattle off games in college basketball every 2 hours is amazing. And I've always loved that just a little bit more than a college football Saturday. Is you could know that a bet is over in the first quarter, and college football halftime takes forever because the band plays, and it's 3.5 hours.
Whoa! But I love the band.
I love it too. But I'm
don't
just saying
come at the bands. Yeah,
I'm not shitting on it. It's tradition, and it makes it great. But the band in the middle slows the game down even more, and the college football game just takes forever. College basketball, your bet could be over in the first 5 minutes, and you only have to sit through it for an hour and 55. So that makes it all the more better. And also for the casual fan, I've had it once or twice with my roommates in college. They're like, how the fuck did you know that this was going to go to commercial? It's easy to pick up if you're casual. 16, 12, 8, 4. Those are the TV timeouts every 4 minutes. It makes it super easy.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, college football, college basketball, college baseball, college hockey. It was something that I've gotten into more and more thanks to Bieniek. I find it to be pretty awesome too. So, I just feel like the game's pure. You get a better representation of the game, and there's more innovation, especially with college football. I don't know that the NBA really copies college basketball, but the NFL is a copy machine for college football nonstop. I mean, Andy Reid, when he left the Eagles job, was going to study Mike Leach, and I remember asking Mike Leach when I was in his office, like, why don't you ever try to go to the NFL? And he was like, yeah, well, one of my former players, Cliff Kingsbury, at the time, he was the head coach of the Cardinals. And he was like, he didn't even get to choose who his defensive coordinator or special teams coach is.
Crazy.
And he goes, like, are you even the head coach? Then you're like a glorified OC, right? And he goes, I just don't feel like, he goes, for whatever reason, I feel like innovation really stopped happening in the NFL in the for him, it was the 80s. He said like the last thing that was really innovating to him on the NFL level was some of the Blitzburg defensive packages that they were doing in the 80s and the early 80s, I think he said. But I thought that was pretty profound because, Mike Leach creates this offense and, there's a bunch of other offenses that get created and then they're like the jet sweep and shit that they're copying, or the Wildcat. Arkansas was running that shit. And then all of a sudden you see the Dolphins running it. So I think that's a big element too. And I just think that's cooler when you have different styles, and college basketball still has that. When you Tony Bennett or, Wisconsin or something, you look at Wisconsin, they got no athleticism and you're like, how the fuck are they even going to win this game? But they can, they stretch out the clock, they limit the possessions. And I think that's so awesome for the sport where you can just have that available,
Yeah, and to piggyback off you, like, for example, like when we were pressed Virginia for all those years, like watching our style versus Virginia with Tony Bennett, it was who's going to be able to dictate the tempo. And then to college football's credit, you get a lot of that with like Army, Navy versus some of the bigger guys, just styles versus the NFL and the NBA. The NFL, everybody runs the same offense and defense.
Yeah.
That's why, honestly, I think the NFL is getting more boring and more boringer by the day. And the NBA, everything's just a ball screen and under 10 seconds. So, that's why just from a strategy and styles and tempo, college basketball, college football, much superior, better product to the pros.
Amen, brother. Let's talk about these games. But before I do that, I want to let you know, look, I said don't go out to the stores, but you can still shop. And in honor of Thanksgiving here at SGPN and the College Basketball Experience, we're running a massive merch sale Thursday through Sunday this week. 25% off everything with the promo code Black Friday. So you get yourself I'm wearing a College Basketball Experience sweatshirt right now, a hat, God damn it. Everything. All right. Get on over there. I'm like, there's a scene in Wayne's World where he's like, it's like everyone sells out, right? And he's like decked out in all Reebok gear. That's me for my own podcast. But get on over there. Use that promo code Black Friday, and you can get yourself a dog bowl for your dog. The store is massive, so just check it out. You can get something for your wife, your little brother. Let's go. All right. We are back and let's start things off because, man, I had a fire day, but the sweats were intense. And it started with Wichita State, Minnesota. The Shockers get it done. -1.5. I don't know. We got lucky here. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I think we got a little lucky here. Mac, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, they hit the big three at the end. Minnesota doesn't foul up three, and then how about that shot not falling at the very end? I mean, they hit every part of the rim, hung on the rim for like 10 seconds, and still didn't go in. Unreal. What a game.
Yeah. It's a good win for the Shockers. I actually thought they would win by more, though. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would come down to that.
They should have lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bieniek, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys. Thought Wichita would be a little bit more of a comfortable cover. But for what it's worth, I kind of, expected Wichita to win. Kind of impressed with how Minnesota played, but overall, it's still not what you want to see from Minnesota. You would want them to be a little bit better, but at least offensively, they looked a little bit better. Femi Odekale and Lucai Patterson both combined for 14 assists tonight and only 3 turnovers. So that's improvement for the Golden Gophers.
So we opened up the night with a winning night. Shout out to DB Cooper giving us $5. Appreciate you. With the Pete Carroll reference too. Let's go. YouTube.com/The College Experience. The sweat was real on this one too. Louisville 79, West Virginia 70. I had to drive to the Thanksgiving dinner that I was at. It took about 25, 30 minutes. I actually stopped at a grocery store. It's probably like almost an hour. So I missed the ending of this. I caught like 60% of this game. And when I was watching it, West Virginia was up like 7, 6, 5, 9. Mac, I know me and Bieniek won a battle here against you, but it's your own team, so I'm not gonna give you too much shit. But what happened here?
Ran out of gas probably at the end a little bit. I led the game for 32 minutes, but Chucky Hepburn really took over. He made some big plays defensively, and then they went up 7, I think, with like 4 or 5 minutes, and then Small made a couple of big plays down the stretch, up 1. The Mountaineers did get hosed at the end of the game on that phantom foul call where Chucky slipped and they bailed him out. That sent it to overtime. But Louisville, much better team in overtime. It was a tough loss, but I mean, they competed. I mean, they just being Gonzaga, they led the game for 30 minutes. Just ran out of gas. Louisville's good. They paid enough for that roster.
Yeah, they redirected that money from the prostitutes to the roster, and I still think they were better with the prostitutes personally. Like they were going to like the Final Four. I feel like often, or at least the Sweet 16 often. Bieniek, your thoughts on this one?
I mean, once again, Chucky Hepburn delivered. Hell of a game from him. He's good on both sides of the floor too. It's just he's a little inconsistent. He gets comfortable after a couple of good performances during the season, and he goes through some spouts where it's really dry. But on the other side of the ball, Small was really good again. Like him and Tucker DeVries. Tucker didn't have like the best game, but that's the offensive identity for West Virginia we figured out this week.
Yeah, those two got to make shots and keep them in it. So they've made them the last 2 days. A little worried about them on the 3rd straight day tomorrow.
I just love how I love how my first 2 wagers of the day were overtime sweats. Shout out to Colby's internet provider in the chat. Strong fuck you, by the way, but so far I feel like it's been all right since I found got great. Connected here, right? That is great. The day was unbelievable because next up, the Mavericks of UT Arlington covered for us. Almost won. I mean, they were in this game. Lose by 5, they cover. 357 in the chat saying white meat versus dark meat for the turkey. I like to blend both because I kind of love them both. Mac, do you have a opinion?
I like them both too, and I like having them both on the same entree. So you get a little bit of diversity in your turkey.
I don't give a shit what color it is. Just make it juicy. I don't want no dry shit.
There you go. There
That's
you go.
what
Just
she
make it
said.
juicy.
That's what she said, Beanie.
Yeah, we're gonna do that on a t-shirt, right? Yeah, I don't know. I like it all. I mean, what I know Clark's saying you need the gravy with the white meat. I like to put the cranberry on top. You know what I mean?
Cranberries.
I mean, I'll do gravy too. It's just sometimes I'm really probably the least pickiest eater. I think you probably know, but you know, I'll throw it all together. You know what I mean? Like you're getting peas and mashed potatoes and everything in there. So, what'd you think of this game, Mac? You in the Mavericks?
Good game. Yeah. I mean, this game was back and forth. Arlington finds a way for the cover, but like you said, just a quality basketball game here. And what's Rhode Island on the year now? Are they 8-0? Are they 7-0? They find ways to win.
Yeah, I'll play their music. Yeah, and then I think you guys had a lock battle here, but I took the Florida Gators and the SEC with another big win in a spotlight game. We watched this whole game at the house with we had like 20 people over at my family's house, and we were watching this, and Wake was out early to a good lead. It was like 14-4 to start the game, and even after that, it was like 22-8. But Phoenix gets a lock battle win. I didn't bet this. I just took the Gators. Mac. No. Let's go Phoenix first. Talk your shit, Noah.
I actually didn't catch this game. I was not at the right side of the family for the Florida basketball game. Unfortunately, that my immediate family dropped the ball on that. We needed to be at the other place. I don't know what to say about that, but I will say this. I'd watched Wake Forest a couple of times this year, and they just didn't really meet my eye test. I really like this Florida team, so I dove all the way into this thing because I thought this line was stinky as hell last night.
Yeah, Mac, you want to file a complaint with the ACC?
Yeah, I took both of them today. They both ate shit for me. Fuck them and NC State, those bastards. I'm done with the ACC again. I tried to give you guys a shout out on Thanksgiving, but you fucked it. Yeah, Wake got out to a good lead. They came to play. They were down 3 or 4 at half. The techs on Wake did get a tough whistle, and that's why Forbes was ejected. He didn't get 2 technicals on Thanksgiving for asking.
They played that game in Orlando. That was my handicap. I was like, Florida's gonna get that whistle. The crowd, a little bit of momentum behind the crowd will be Florida. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get the text because he was asking what color the turkey was, or if Noah wanted his turkey juicy or dry. He wasn't very happy with the refs, but Florida was the better team.
Yeah, so I was disappointed I didn't bet in that because I felt like I was invincible again when I opened up the day 4-0, and that went to 5-0 because the Zags, I did bet this, drilled Indiana by 16. Was this triple lock? Triple lock, yeah. If anything, it was a little closer than I thought it was going to be.
Do they fucking suck? Indiana sucks.
Indiana is now at 4-2, but they play actually they might win tomorrow. Yeah, I mean the Zags bounce back spot was easy money. It was just easy.
They went on a 20-3 run in this game in late the first half that just blew the game open and ended it. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think we should talk about that much. Indiana's not that good. That's just the reality. Bieniek, they don't play defense. There's a couple of holes on the defensive side for the Hoosiers. That's the issue.
Hey, real quick. And I saw this tweet, and I agree with it. We'll kill Mike Woodson, but these players need to be held accountable too. They're getting paid a lot of money to suck ass out there. I mean, show some fucking pride.
This is a motivational issue, though. This has to be coached. You have to get the players to get up and play because they've fallen apart in the first half both times. They've started slow in both games.
I put it on the players too, though. I mean, the upper league, the seniors. I mean, come on, man. The best teams are player led, and the coaches puts them in position X's and O's. I mean, he shouldn't be having to motivate them coming off a fucking 40-point loss to Louisville. I mean, if you can't get fucking motivated,
yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't get another check all year. Those guys suck.
Shout out to Coke Booger, one of my favorite names on here. It's a day for thanks and just appreciate the fuck out of you guys in the show. Giving us $25. Appreciate you, Coke Booger, and always appreciate you in the chat. Multiple times I'll think about your name and I go, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm building my audience.
You like Coke Booger and you also like Cloud Brain. Those are the two.
Also, Danny Dumbshit is a name that I like a lot. Danny Dumb. There's a lot of we have a lot of good names. Chinese Spy Balloon. But
rest in peace to him and all the foreign.
I think we had Idi Amin in here at one point. It was fantastic. But yeah, I mean, this was an easy play. Lock battle win for myself and Bieniek against this guy trying to get on the scent of the pussy pack over there. Big mistake because we got it done. Boiler up, baby. 71-61.
That pussy pack. Just the tease.
Yeah.
Chalk City earlier in the day. Has a fucking dog covered yet? I'm just thinking about it.
UTA.
Yeah, UTA came through.
UTA. Right. Yeah. And then I mean, Bieniek, why are we geniuses again? Because it's the pussy pack. Fade Kevin Keats and fade the pussy pack. Yeah.
I also hit on the underdog pick with Trey Kaufman-Wren. He went off again today.
Yeah, and this Clark's right. This game wasn't even that close. Brick Pitino is a good name I've never seen before. Yeah, that is good. If you recall last night's drunken debauchery show, I said not only you should take this game, I said wrong team favorite. You take the money line, and that's exactly what I did. North Dakota State, 83. Utah Valley Wolverine bullshit, 63. Ha! Money line play. This line was insulting my goddamn intelligence. It's like a 7-point line or something on the show. Yeah. Mac, I think you went with me on this, right?
Yeah. The Bison have been disrespected a couple times on some of these numbers. They won at Santa Clara. It's a big dog. Now they win on the road today. So a big win for the Bison. They're way better than their 5-4 record, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Bieniek, I know you didn't bet this game, but you did go with the real Wolverines. Your thoughts?
I tipped my cap. I dove into matchup stats that I normally don't like to do so early in the season, and this is why. So yeah.
Now here's where I hit my rough patch. All right, 3 straight games I hit my rough patch here.
Your rough patch of only 6 losses on the entire day.
That's true. I mean, so what was that? 15-6 ATS picking every game. TCU, what the fuck, man?
They completely no-showed today.
No, I'm what the fuck with Santa Clara. Like, they'll do this randomly right now. I don't get it.
TCU, dude. I mean, I guess, but you can make a case for both. But TCU only scoring 52 points against Santa Clara.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
They might be the worst team in the Big 12.
I felt pretty damn good about this play too. JD
Atlanta saying 1 for 17 from 3 for TCU.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No, you
can't do that.
Don't do that. Don't.
And
if you want to win basketball games, make your shots. Don't
7 for 16 from the free throw line's not great either.
No. So that 3-point percentage might not be lying. Usually the free throw is pretty telling for the 3-point.
Unbelievable. Also ate shit. The one blemish for the SEC.
Cal.
Arkansas 77, the Illini 90. You guys see Coleman Hawkins was at this game in an Illinois sweatshirt?
Yes. No, Illinois varsity jacket.
Oh yeah, jacket.
Yes.
They gave him an interview on the sidelines, and I was like this.
Well, I don't get they bring man cold, but they're.
I'm confused on just where we're at.
Yeah.
It was like a mutual breakup because he wanted to test the NBA waters.
Yeah.
He wanted to get paid, but he was testing the NBA, and Brad Underwood couldn't wait on him. You know, he had to go fill out a roster. So with Coleman, you know, in limbo, he went on into Europe and got Tomislav Ivicic, who goes and plays a pretty good game here. So Coleman still cashed the check. I think everybody won in that. Like, Coleman got what he wanted, and Brad's got a good team.
Okay.
I don't think there's any hard feelings on either side to Noah's point. I think everybody made a business decision, and to be honest, Illinois probably was tired of Coleman by the end and all his bullshit. I mean, he's a handful, and he was a good player for him for 4 years. And I know he was saying he graduated there, so he will always have the ties to Illinois. But it was weird seeing him at the game still on K-State's roster. He probably should have waited a year.
Just don't wear the jacket.
Yeah.
Just don't wear the jacket, dude.
It's weird.
But I'm curious. Did you guys? This is a little off topic, guys. Did you guys see the Dave Portnoy video? How he got Bryce Underwood, or how he played a part in getting Bryce Underwood to Michigan?
I mean, it comes out that he didn't play much of a part at all.
Yeah,
yes, I did see it.
Yeah, like, and first off, I think it's. I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole of how hilarious.
Opening up a gigantic can of worms here.
Yeah, but no, I just thought part of that video he's talking about, and I don't remember the names of these people. I think he said
the guy went to Illinois.
That's what I'm saying. This is my point of the whole thing is the guy, I think they said is like the second richest person on the fucking planet.
Fourth.
Yeah. Fourth. I think he says in the video, whatever. Right. And I'm sitting there like, wait, but his wife's a Michigan alum. So they're going to get the #1 quarterback in the nation.
His name is Jerry Ellison, I believe. And the wife's name is Jolynn.
So wait, Jerry Ellison, why the hell are you not loading up your Illinois football and basketball team with talent everywhere? I'm so confused.
Right?
I watched that video and I was like, what? I mean, like, it's cool. Give your wife money too. And she could bring in talent to Michigan. But I was like,
she didn't want no bag, no new purse. She wanted a new quarterback.
Well, and then you're sitting there like, man, I've followed the Illinois football team pretty close. I cashed on my over this year, but I remember there being like a lack of NIL for their football.
Larry, not Jerry. My fault.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah.
Good call, Brandon.
And I'm sitting there like, wait a second, he's giving away all this money. Like he's an alum. What am I missing here? Why is he not just loading up their basketball and football programs?
Crazy.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like a write-off.
I
for
love
them
how
too.
all the SEC teams are crying wolf now. Like,
oh, it's so great.
This is what was happening for years.
LSU, such little bitches. Like, I personally know someone that had laundered the money for their recruits at LSU, right? Like, for like a good amount of time, right? Like, I mean, he wasn't the person dropping the money off, but he worked at the law firm that was involved with it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious to think that like there's been so much bitching on social media from LSU accounts about college sports is dead, NIL ruined it. I'm like, oh, fuck off. You're the epitome. You're the program that was cheating for like 80 years. Yeah.
By spending the most money in the transfer portal.
They've been cheating for 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, this is what's great about, to me, the like NIL actually being legal is before you saw. And I think that's another reason why you see a lot of the bitching from the SEC
members today. They were like, college football is getting worse. And I was like, not necessarily. If you want to look at it on a more broader scale, watch SMU, because SMU is the perfect example of why this is good.
Yeah. Or Tulane. I mean, Tulane lost tonight, but they've put together some money and they have the best NIL package and like one of the best NIL packages in the Group of 5. And to me, you know, they have Mario Williams, who is a 5-star fucking wide receiver. And you're sitting there like, well, how the fuck did they get him? Right? They got him because they probably were able to offer him more money. You could pick and choose your battles, whether that works out or not. That's up to them. But I think it's fantastic that anybody could just throw money at this and it's just the way it should be. This is the way the game initially was when it started, by the way. Like, I feel like back then when like you didn't have before like football or basketball became such a hit, it was like teams would just, they weren't necessarily paying the players, but the universities were throwing money on like their travel schedule and shit like that. And you were seeing the better teams were the wealthier athletic departments. So, you know, in a similar way, it's that. But it is great to watch these LSU fans like just bitch and bitch and bitch. Lost on this one too. Oklahoma 82, Arizona 77. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The SEC is the best conference. It is.
Yeah. They're killing the Big 12 right now.
Yeah. And not only that, they're killing the ACC. I mean, they're killing, I think, the Big East. I think like the Big 10 is the only one doing all right against them.
Yeah.
Dude, Arizona drives me insane watching them. I can't stand watching them.
Yeah. I once again put money on Arizona. Tommy Lloyd. I really can't stand betting on Arizona either.
I should stick to my gut more. I'm not going to take a victory lap on this, but I always kind of thought that Porter Moser was a great coach. Like you would see him go in non-conference and perform very well. They would knock off Alabama, but the Big 12 is an absolute gauntlet and they would finish bottom half, and they have under. So maybe the SEC is a breath of fresh air, because Arizona, a Pac-12 school prior to this season, they go out and take care of business, and they're doing it with young pieces too. That point guard's 17 years old, Jeremiah Fears.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Glow Donato, says never listen to you guys again.
See ya.
It's a great day to do that when I go 16-5 ATS. But hey, I mean, we already won when you commented, when you watched. All right. You could call me a fucking idiot. You could call I would welcome it. Just stay in the chat. It gives us entertainment. Yeah, I mean, Arizona, a complete dud. Ole Miss 96, BYU 85. Why didn't I bet this? I got this game right. Just didn't bet this game. But I mean,
This is a great game.
Yeah.
They kind of backdoored their way into this because they were trailing for the most part of the second half, and then they took control in overtime.
Yeah. Didn't bet this, but I covered on the Bonnies against Utah State, 72-67. I didn't actually get eyes on this one. Did you guys get eyes on this one?
Utah State gave away the cover at the end, but the Bonnies controlled the first half. Utah State strong showing in the second half. Got some stops. Got out in transition. They're good, man. I like them. Them in North Texas tomorrow is gonna be fun.
Yeah. Then I had a large wager, and I think we all went on board on this one, right? We might have to talk Bieniek into it, right? Yeah. Washington.
Oh no, I was in on Washington.
Oh, was it you, Mac? We talking into this one?
Yeah, I was on it.
Okay. This one was a big game for me. 73-67. Dude, I've been fading Colorado State this year and making a shit ton of money.
This was tight, though.
Yeah.
This was tight.
Yeah.
Washington's not very good either.
Yeah, fair. Then this was a loss here. Northwestern -1.5. Butler wins by 2. Didn't bet this game, but
I had Butler.
There we go. Did you bet this?
Yeah. This is a hell of a ending.
The foul of 3 crowd was about to eat crow, and then somehow a gift from the gods came down for him.
Yeah.
How is that not a foul on the shot?
Yeah, it definitely looked like a foul on the shot. It would have if he made the free throw, though, it still would have been a cover for Butler.
Yeah, that's true. But they should have won the game. It should have been game over if he steps up and hits a free throw.
But Butler was the better team, in my opinion, throughout the game. They kind of controlled it, and then Northwestern crawled back into it at the end.
Yeah. Folks, want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Feast Week still going on all the way to Saturday. During Feast Week, we will be featuring profit boost, discount tokens, gimme picks, and much more. Underdog Pick'em is one of the biggest menus for all the sports: NFL, college football, college basketball, NHL, NASCAR, MMA. And much more. You can now use specials and boost on all flexed entries. So sign up. And when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. All right.
I will say for tomorrow, Ryan Nemhard higher than 12.5 points against Davidson for Gonzaga. That's my pick.
Like it. The Monty has got a great point here. TCE trims for people that don't want to watch the recap show. Yeah. I mean, look, it seems to be a complaint that we get often, but I just,
it's not changing.
We like college basketball. And if we wanted to, I could do an Instagram video where I just yell out my favorite plays of the night, but I'm not. You know, like we like to talk about college basketball. It's fun. And I think we learn things from each other too. So we drop a thing called trims with all of our picks. Maybe listen to that then. So, cause it's just not going to change. All right. It's that simple. All right.
The numbers increase every night.
Yeah.
It's not just a pick show.
I should have bet Irvine. Irvine hit against Kennesaw 76-59. Big West represent. Why did I not bet this game? Why did I not bet this damn game? I felt good about this. Irvine's I'm mad at myself. Yes. Davidson takes care of Providence by double digits. How bad is the fucking Big East? How bad is the Big East, man?
Providence, Indiana tomorrow. I can't wait for that one. Big East is bad. Big East is having a horrible month of November.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's bad. This is one that Mac, I believe, were on, and I jumped on this one once I was winning a bunch. North Texas 68, Northern Iowa 48. Mean Green getting it done for us. I mean, how about this defense by North Texas? 48 points to these Panthers. Yeah. Bieniek, your thought on this one?
I wish I came with you. But I like this side. I didn't necessarily want to go against or didn't necessarily want to lay the points with North Texas on a neutral. Usually they're like legit at the Super Pit and then kind of a wait and see outside of it. So
I did not bet this next game, but I picked it horribly. This was actually unbelievable. St. Mary's 71, USC 36.
Fade the northwest portion of the Big Ten. I don't own those guys.
Except Oregon.
They're not far.
Well, I don't get Rain Man Cole.
Eric Musselman, I'm sorry you left Arkansas, and I know Arkansas looked like shit tonight.
That was his choice. He left it on his choice.
But when I see 36 points against an unathletic St. Mary's team, I say,
"The fuck is that?"
And I love St. Mary's. Don't get me wrong. Randy Bennett's a great coach. You know, I love their program, but I just think USC in any year, you can go back to the Henry Bibby teams, would score more than 36 points. Mac, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was stunned at this. I mean, USC, I thought this would be a spot that they could pop up and maybe put together something for a quality win or stay competitive. They suck. They might be the worst team in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
They're currently my front runner. They had 7 points in the second half through 13 and a half minutes against St. Mary's. They were outscored in the second half, 31-7 to start.
Unbelievable. Kent State took care of Towson. This is another one of these Canada games. I was on the right side of this, just didn't bet it. Wish I would have. 65-54. I think we all took Kent State, didn't we?
I took Towson. It was a hell of a game. Yeah. These are two good mid-major programs.
Yeah, I want to go and watch all 4 of these teams playing in our solid programs. I want to go and watch one because the games are intriguing to me, and I did not catch any of them because they were on the plus at the house that I was hanging out at for the night. But our guy Rocco Miller was on the call, and I want to listen how he did in his debut.
Shout out to Rocco getting it done there. Hold on. Also, shout out to Josh, who's watching with his daughter who turned 21 today, hanging out, taking shots with dad, watching college experience. Destiny is my best daughter ever. Happy birthday, Destiny. And you got a great dad too. Let me tell you, you got a great dad. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays and happy 21st birthday. Appreciate you tuning in. I ate shit with UNLV here. I did bet this game. Mississippi State, the SEC's dominance continued. Mississippi State, dude, I watched this game.
They fucked them up.
I think Mississippi State. Now I know it's November, and I think I said this about TCU last year, but I watched this Mississippi State team, and I was like, dude, they play defense really well. They have more scoring options than I've seen a Chris Jans team have in a long fucking time.
It's the most offensively talented roster Jans has ever had.
Even at New Mexico State, even at any of those teams, like I kind of love this team. I think like going back to our preseason SEC episode, I thought I gave a little bit of love to Mississippi State, but I think even with that, it's going to look horrible. I think they're way better than where I had them. I think they're actually like potentially top, 6 or 7 team in the SEC. Am I crazy, Mac?
No. I mean, he's been able to go 500 the last 2 years, and they haven't had an offense at all. Now he's got a little bit of a complementary offense to his great defense. I think I had them 7th in the preseason.
I thought I had them 8th or 7th, but dude, am I crazy to think they could maybe be top 5?
There's a lot of really good teams up there. I mean,
I'm going to press the brakes a little bit. Still not bought in all the way. Same reasoning why I wasn't bought in all the way in the preseason. There's just a lot of explosive personalities on this basketball team. RJ Melendez, Kanye Cleary, both of those guys have been kind of, I don't know, personalities that have rubbed people the wrong way at previous stops. Riley Kugel didn't really pan out at Florida. That's a gamble, as well as a couple other acquisitions that they made. And Hubbard's the guy. And if anybody tries to step on those toes, something could happen here. But Mississippi State is rolling early, and it's good to see.
I've watched, I think, back-to-back games from them, and they have more scoring options. And I think when you mix that with the Jans team, that Jans teams always are dogs defensively.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can have a couple scoring options, you're just like, whoa. Normally they win like rock fights, like, I don't know. I'm just, I know it's November, so this will probably look horrible in a month, but yeah, I'm very excited for the Bulldogs. Final play of the night, my money line play. Both my money line plays cashed today. The Sun Devils battle back. I feel like New Mexico was I watched this, this whole game for the most part. I felt like New Mexico was kind of the team up, 4 to 5 points for the majority of this game. But down the stretch, Bobby Hurley and these Sun Devils, my Sun Devils, Noah Bieniek, we got it done. Block battle win for me and Mac against Bieniek. Mac, why is Noah just not buying in on my preseason pick of Arizona State being amazing?
He hates the Sun Devils. The Sun Devils have quietly had a really good month of November.
Yeah, I'm terrified. I mean, this might be horrible in a month, right?
Exactly. I mean, for them to be 6-1, and they know that, like you said, they have not played Cupcake City. Their only losses at Gonzaga. At Gonzaga by 8 points, they got a win over Santa Clara. They beat Grand Canyon. They beat the Tommies, who are good. And then New Mexico, and hey, even Cal Poly is pretty good so far this year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut that with those other wins, but I've been impressed with Bobby Hurley and company, which means they will be ass in January and February.
Yeah, I mean, I'm terrified because just the history with Arizona State, but I'm like, hey, my prediction's looking pretty fucking good right now.
Yeah.
And the Donovan Dent had a huge game, was a huge problem for them, and they still found a way around that. Bieniek, your thoughts on your loss, buddy?
I'm here so I don't get fined.
That's good. I like that. All right, game balls. Let's get to it. Mac, you go first.
Let's go with Oklahoma. I know we just kind of shat on Arizona just for being inconsistent. Part of it today was Oklahoma just was the better team. They led wire to wire. Porter Moser's doing a good job undefeated. So
I like that game ball. That is a very good game ball. Shout out to Willie giving us $5. He says, gentlemen, I truly enjoy the nightly college sports banter y'all provide and the occasional rare sprinkle of conspiracy theory talk. Oh, I like that.
Colby's got plenty.
Right.
Colby's got plenty.
I do. I don't sleep much. I just think about weird shit. You know what I mean? But game ball to me is St. Mary's. USC spends a ton of money in their athletic department. You're a small school. You just held them to 36 points in Palm Springs, which is a lot fucking closer to USC than it is to St. Mary's.
Right there.
Unbelievable.
Smacked their ass so fucking hard. It was great.
Bieniek, where you go with your game ball?
I'll give it to Illinois. They had kind of an unproven roster so far this season. Played a couple of tomato cans. Kind of got I would say Alabama stiff-armed them the entire game. To go out and make that kind of statement against Arkansas, who might not be as good as we thought, I thought that was really impressive by a very young team with the line there.
Yeah, I would agree. Mac, jumps back to you, brother.
So let's go to the other Bahamas game. We talked about how much a dumpster fire Providence is. How about on the other side? Davidson was up by like 25 in this game.
Yeah.
Steeples were sharp as shit down there in Atlanta today.
You know, they didn't hit the club last night.
No,
right? They're sitting there fucking reading Hardy Boys books, right? Just sitting
there on that Sky Report. Good win for McKillop. Great win.
Yeah, great win. Great win. My second game ball and final game ball will go to former Pussy Pack head coach Herb Sendek in Santa Clara with a dominating performance against TCU. They're a strange team, Santa Clara. I feel like during his tenure, he's had some great wins, but some awful losses. This is one of those great wins, 17-point win against TCU. Bieniek, where are you going?
Final game ball. I usually try to give one each and every show to a team that proved me wrong. And I'm going to do it to Arizona State. This was a team that was down for a good portion of the second half here. Continued to fight and not lay over and die like we saw quite a few teams on today's slate do. But Arizona State continues to do the unthinkable so far this season, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to DB Cooper giving us $5. The Zoo Animal Rankings is the best show ever. I do believe we might have done that a year ago.
Yeah. Jason Knight saying that Ole Miss BYU was a great game, especially since it ended in profit for him.
Hell yeah. Let's go, Jason. All right, let's get to it. Tomorrow's slate's incredible, especially when you mix in the college football that we have. And it starts out 11 a.m. Eastern when Alcorn State heads to Mobile. What is this? The Mitchell Center, I think it is, to take on South Alabama. South Alabama's laying 16.5. Now, this is a tricky handicap spot because people have been having fucking mashed potatoes and shit all fucking day. Alcohol, I'm still laying it though.
The teams that stayed home and are on campus, this is like the one day of the year where it's like, that might not have been the best thing because they're in their element.
Yeah, give me Alcorn. Give me Alcorn. They've actually covered 2 out of the last 3 and almost did the other night too.
You know, the last time they played, South Alabama won by 40. I cannot take them. Give me South Alabama.
I am not betting this game. Thank God this is not a standalone game.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I'm on South Bama here.
All right. Next, we go to Indiana Providence. And no slides were done. Last time they played this game was during the COVID, prior to us shutting down, I believe. Oh no, this was the COVID year with no fans. They won by 21. Indiana won by 21. What's this line? Anyone have this line right now?
4.5.
Yeah,
Indiana's favorite.
4.5.
Oh man, I think we should bet Indiana.
I'm blocking Indiana.
I think we should bet Indiana.
Princeton was a dumpster fire in their tourney. UAB was, but in a lot of these 7th place games, the team that is better has a better roster, pops up, gets one here. I think they blow out Providence.
I'm with you.
Front runner spot.
Double lock on the Indiana Hoosiers. Bieniek, here's your chance to jump on the arch rivals.
Nope. Friars.
Battle.
He just won't do it. We battle it? No.
I was higher on the Hoosiers than you guys were entering the season. What do you mean I won't do it?
They're rivals to Michigan, supposedly. Right?
I just think they need to get out of there. They need to go home and try to fix something that's currently broke.
Fucking Dartmouth is heading to Chestnut Hill to take on BC. Spread is 17.5. Last time they played, BC won by 16. 17.5 is a big number, but I've kind of been impressed with BC this year. But give me Dartmouth plus the points, Mac.
Yeah, I think we should bet Dartmouth. BC's coming off
You fade them off the tournament.
The Boise game, yeah.
Back-to-back buzzer beaters. Back-to-back buzzer beaters in their MTE. Sleepy spot here. Give me Dartmouth to stay within 17.5. Yeah, lock it.
Let's go.
Early tip too.
Fucking Dartmouth. 357. Since you guys are high volume bettors, how much do you bet per game? You know, I a lot of times
it varies for everybody.
I try to stay to like 50 or 100 per game. Like if I feel a little unsure about the game, but I still lock it, like I still like it, like fucking Dartmouth would be one example. I would put $50 on that. You know, I put 100 on ones that I love. And I think that changes per the amount of money you have. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it should.
Yeah. Like I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you guys want to give a take on that, but
100. Yeah. I'm pretty standard. Just 110 to win 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally, the reason why I don't play as many games is I'm still paying off student loans. I went to a fucking private school and got a half ride scholarship when it really was, I was basically paying for full tuition in state. So yeah, I'm betting like 150 a slate, and I usually split it up. Like a unit size varies for me on a night to night basis. If I'm playing 8 games, I'll divide my 150 by 8. If I'm playing 5,
it also matters. It also matters. Like if I've won like today, I was up a bunch of money, so I threw in more money on Arizona State. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I try to be a little bit more calculated and keep everything like the same because I'm managing it a little bit more heavily.
App
I
State,
am a private school pussy.
App State, Colgate, and Wilmington. They spent their Thanksgiving just hanging out at a fucking Holiday Inn in Wilmington. Colgate's laying 1.5. I think App State can get them. Give me App State to get this thing done. Mac?
Yeah, I think I like App State here. I think they're more athletic. Colgate, they're both coming off wins, day off here. Yeah, I think App State is the side here.
I got the wrong team favored. Cocktail Napkin has App State -4. I'm going to bet the Mountaineers here. They're closer to home as well.
Well, it flipped through the 0. They started as a favorite, so yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to lock it, though.
The CLV has not been
check the
automatic
picks page. Check the picks page. I'll be on App State.
Bieniek locking up these Mountaineers of App State. Next up, Weber State is taking on Bowling Green in Tempe, Arizona, of all places.
What a place.
Yeah. Weber is laying 2.5. Give me Bowling Green. Weber, dude, you guys sprinkled fairy dust on this goddamn Weber State team.
Yeah, we did.
They've been playing good competition.
True, but Bowling Green was all right against Michigan, I thought.
They've gotten stomped in some spots, though, Mac. Weber's like
early, but I mean they took Irvine to the wire. Then in Hawaii, they led the entire way and gave that.
And Utah's right there. You're saying we should take Weber. You're saying we should.
I'm locking Weber. I'm locking Weber. I think the line's telling you to bet Weber here. Losers of 5 in a row or 4 in a row. Lang 2. All
right. You sold me. This will be a $50 wager if you're wondering, folks. Give me Weber State. I've been burned on Weber pretty bad this year. So, Bieniek, you coming?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay the points with Weber, but I'm not gonna play this one.
Minnesota, Wake Forest down there in Orlando. Wake Forest is laying 2.5. I will lock up Wake Forest minus 2.5. Get this Minnesota bullshit out of here.
FanDuel has 1.5.
Whew. Jump on over, even better. Mac?
Yeah, I think this line kind of does stink, but I'll dive into the stink and bet Wake with you. I trust Forbes off the ejection game to have those guys ready to go today. So I'll bet Wake with you. Let's go. Rock it.
Wake and bake, says Grant. I agree. Bieniek?
I'm going to lay it with Wake Forest, but I'm still playing this one out, being patient with the Deeks. They have not been as advertised. They're actually outside of the top 100 in KenPom now.
Valpo, the Crusaders are heading in. These fucking Crusaders that have been just, they're 4-2, and I feel like they've been like 14-point favorites in all these games, and they're covering. Are heading to Chicago to take on DePaul. Wait, is this in Chicago? Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah.
DePaul's laying 14.5. It all comes crashing down, Crusaders. Give me DePaul minus 14.5. Mac?
I agree with you. I'll lay with DePaul. I think they're daring you to take Valpo here.
Bieniek?
Isn't this like the regression game for Valpo? Like they've laid double digits in 3 straight games.
Should we
Lindenwood,
bet
13-point win?
Yeah.
27-point win against Eastern Illinois.
I ain't shit on all these, by the way.
Northern Illinois.
I think DePaul wins by 20 plus.
DePaul's been money this season. Like good against the spread, good in these games. And if you want to play the tuck job, DePaul beat Northern Illinois 98-52. Valpo beat them by 5.
Should we bet DePaul?
Yeah, let's go. It's the holidays.
All right, let's triple lock this.
Oh, triple lock on the Blue Demons.
Go wrong.
And Capper's on his Blue Demons too.
Let's go. Merrimack is taking on Troy. 1-6 Merrimack taking on Troy in Troy, Alabama. Man, I told you I like this Merrimack team. I just don't know if I like this Troy team too. So I don't know if this is the spot, but I am taking the points. Give me the 11.5 in Merrimack. Gosh, I think they're gonna catch some teams soon and actually win on the money line. What do you think about this one?
I'm gonna lay it with Troy. I think this is a good spot for them. Back at home or second straight home game. And Merrimack, man, they've been on the road forever. I feel like they're on the road every single game. I think Troy opens it up here.
Money line Mac locking up the Trojan men. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Positive regression begins now for Merrimack. They're way better than the record. Give me the 11.5 points.
Next up, We are going to Binghamton, the golf course, take it on Niagara. This game's great. At the Kirby Vacuum Sports Center. Oh, fantastic. Easton, Pennsylvania. Niagara's laying 1.5.
The vacuum center where all the action
Don't bet
sucks.
this game.
Binghamton played them a season ago, 1-5. That's because their program's in better shape than Niagara's. I feel like Niagara though is the play. Give me Niagara minus 1.5.
I think Niagara's the play too. To their credit, they have been chippy in the last couple games against the MAC, Bowling Green and Kent. So I think Niagara a little bit better here than Binghamton.
No
For similar reasons as MAC, I'm on the Purple Eagles as well.
Let's go. VMI taking on George Washington, the Colonials. George Washington, the Colonials. George Washington, the Colonials. At the Colonial, Charles E. Smith Center.
What's a revolutionary?
What is this line?
Yeah. 19.5 fucking points.
This is ridiculous.
Well, last time I played VMI, they lost by 1,000.
Against Pitt.
Yeah. I was like, oh, VMI's got this. They're going to stay within this number. And they honestly lost by like 60 points. I'm still taking these points though. There's not any way I am laying 19.5 with G-Dub. No lock though.
I'll lock it. GW's off the Virgin Islands trip. And I just think VMI isn't completely horrible compared to what they've been the last year. Them and Loyola Maryland was a hell of a game the other night. This is way too many points in my opinion. Give me VMI.
I don't know. Yeah. Moneyline Mac locking up VMI plus 19.5. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
This is G-Dub coming back from the Virgin Islands, so I'll fade it, but I'm not putting my money on this game. I'll take VMI.
Gotta fade the foreign tours.
Yeah. Iona, 1-5 Iona. Tobin Anderson, the best 1-5 coach in the country, taking on 1-5 Tarleton State. Billy Gillespie has problems with my statement, but Iona's laying 4.5. This game is in the Bahamas.
Wow.
I think Iona's the play. I'm going to lay the 4.5. Mac?
Same. I don't love it though. No bet for me.
Yeah, I'm not betting either.
I've bet Iona twice and I'm 0-2. I would love to play them here, but I'm not. So I'll take the Gills, but can't bet them.
Elon is taking on Maine. Elon is laying 2.5. Wait a second. This is at the Palestra. Elon's off the Duke or not the Duke game, the Notre Dame win. I think we should take Maine plus 135 on the money line.
I agree. What spot did we just have for this? What was it? Presbyterian, where you win a huge one
Tennessee
as a dog outright. Then you're going on the road and you're laying points. Maine all day. Let's go lock.
Double lock. Give me these Black Bears, Bieniek.
I don't have a tremendous read on this one. I'm going to take Elon because they've played pretty good so far this season, and have a little bit of momentum coming into this game. I'll take Elon. I don't love this though.
TCU, Colorado State, Palm Springs. What's this line?
I just saw this. TCU is
3.5 or 4.
3.5.
I will lock up TCU minus 3.5. This is one of my favorite plays. Colorado State. There's no way TCU is this bad. Two games in a row. There's no way. Mac?
I think I'll run it back with you as well. I mean, they were 1 of 18 from 3. Just make a couple here. Let's go.
44% from the free throw line too. Come on.
Yeah.
Double lock on these Horned Frogs. Bieniek?
Not quite sure I can get there. Looked into this a little bit more. TCU, 363rd in the country free throw percentage. Nobody's guarding you. It doesn't matter what kind of competition you're playing. Make the easy ones, and then you can cover a game. I'll take the Rams. 56.5%.
It's all tomorrow.
Pitt is taking on Ohio State this is an actual home game at that Value City place in Columbus. What's this line, by the way?
Ohio State's laying 3.5.
We're going to attempt to swing this one. I'll be in Columbus this weekend.
Ooh, there you go. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with Ohio State. Mac?
I'm locking Ohio State. Shocker. Like Noah said, I mean, there's a big event going on this weekend in Columbus. I think the energy, that home court is going to be big time tomorrow for Ohio State. So I think Ohio State pulls away late, kind of like Wisconsin did. Give me the Buckeyes.
I'll join in on this. Let's go. I think it's a good spot too. Good spot.
OHIO.
Bieniek, Ohio State covers the 21 on Saturday and takes care of business here.
Snows two schools.
Don't you dare try to link in two different outcomes and two different sports on this pick. What I will say is I don't think this line's
I don't get.
I don't think this line's baking in the Jalen Lowe injury for Pitt. He's a little nicked up right now, questionable for this matchup. And Ohio State's strength is that backcourt. I think this is an easy cover. Lock this one up.
Oh, he's trying to speak very nuts.
Easy cover. They celebrate way too hard after this win against an overachieving Pitt team right now. It's not going to matter much for long term for their resume, and it fucks them up. Everybody's a little bit drunk for the game tomorrow, too early, and it come crashing down. Senior sweep for the UM.
Now we got a problem.
Hey, let me tell you something. They could beat Pitt by 1,000 tomorrow in basketball. They ain't gonna give a fuck come to Saturday at noon about the basketball win.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll fair.
Wait, triple lock. I'm a little more terrified of this game now that Bieniek's all over Ohio State.
This is gonna be Tobin Anderson from the other night.
I know.
I tried to handicap it as honest as I could. Jalen Lowe is a legit impact, and not being 100%, even if he does play, is going to hurt Pitt, I think.
Morehead State's catching 5.5 at the Wolfenstein Center there in Cleveland, Ohio, taking on these Vikings. Both these teams suck ass. I've watched them a couple times. Give me the points.
NJIT.
Give me the points with Morehead. What are you doing here?
I think the points is the play. I mean, you lost to maybe the worst team. Bounce back here. Give me the points. One possession game.
Bieniek?
Who's Cleveland State to be laying points? I'll take the points. Morehead State wins this outright.
What's that?
Who's Cleveland State beat? I see they're 4-4.
Nobody.
When did they pick up 4 wins?
No,
I think they have 2 non-D1 wins.
Okay.
Folks, want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie's been running on SGPN for years. Check out their new and improved website. It's great on mobile. Plus, there's props for every game, and the live dealer casino is fantastic. I am all over my East Carolina Pirates tomorrow at home against Navy.
Did you see that logo they painted on the field?
I did.
That's pretty sexy. I'm not gonna lie.
The only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
Yes. So get on over there. Head to mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Plus, they're gonna give you a little $10 casino chip just to get your beak wet. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner. Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, props. You can copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard. Still cash probably, or you can build your own and have Rhythm adjust around that. You can now track the props in the Rhythm app too. They just introduced college basketball on November 3rd. They got college football, NFL, NBA, all that stuff. They got it all. Claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. I love a directional. This is when you know you know the real ones, right?
That's a pro move, Mac. That's a pro move.
What do you do?
He's probably rocking with some old ass chair, and he just threw.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm trying to get some cushion on here. Fucking sitting on pillows.
That is a pro move.
Yeah, Mac is killing me. It's fucking. I'm just like, God damn. Give me another whiskey.
I like regional battles. Northern Illinois is taking on Eastern Illinois. Eastern Illinois is laying 2.5. I kind of think we should lock EIEIO here, Mac. They're 1-5. I think they're a better basketball team than Northern Illinois.
Ooh.
And this is their first D1 home game.
Good point.
Now, having said that, Northern Illinois did beat them by 20 the last time they played 2 years ago.
This is revenge. Give me Marty Simmons at EIU. I'm with you. I like the spot coming back home. They're going to get it done against Northern Illinois, who was just on the road forever in that tournament. So let's go. You
don't just go down to Charleston, Illinois, to the Lance Arena and walk out with a dub. Give me these Panthers. I'll lock it up with you. Bieniek?
I'm not betting this one, but I'll take Eastern Illinois. I think this is a really ugly rock fight tomorrow.
Tennessee Tech, our Golden Eagles. Shout out to GBO Farms. They're heading to
Daniel changed the lyrics of that fucking nursery rhyme here.
Shout out to Daniel Katie. Tennessee Tech's at Vandy. That stupid gym. It's the worst gym in college basketball. They're catching 22.5.
Did you ask Byington about that, by the way, Mac? If he's ever coached from the baseline? Prior to
no, he mentioned something like that, but yeah, I didn't ask him directly. It's horrible.
Great.
Give me the points.
I'm taking the points too. Damani, obviously a Vanderbilt guy. McLaughlin may be out for Vandy. I think they have a couple other ones too. Hemingway, I think, is another one.
And Vandy's off that big Charleston tournament.
Yeah. Bieniek?
Little brother. And yeah, Vandy went to the championship in the MTE last week. First game since. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion.
This is a fringe lock. Check the picks page.
It is a fringe lock.
West Virginia, Arizona. In the Imperial Arena in beautiful Nassau. What's this line?
Arizona's like 6.5. I have an awful feeling about this game, FYI.
Well, I have an awful feeling about any time I bet on Tommy Lloyd, but I will bet on Tommy Lloyd. I'm laying it again.
Look away, Matola.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
He says I can't even talk shit to Mac tonight. David.
Hey, you guys fucked us. You should be playing in the championship game. We should be playing Oklahoma in the third place game.
Hey, Mac, you go first.
I think we're gonna get blown out. It's our third game in 3 days and we have no depth. And we're playing Arizona, who wants to play super fast. If you want my unbiased opinion, I would lay it.
Yep, that's better.
We've overachieved this tournament. Third game in 3 days now.
Yeah. Bieniek, lock it with me.
I've been more impressed by West Virginia this season than Arizona.
Of course, I would agree with that. Yeah,
I'm going to take the points.
Okay. All right, Bieniek.
Morgantown, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Morgantown, Morgantown, WV.
Pepperdine, New Mexico State. New Mexico State's laying 4.5 in Tempe. Fuck out of here. I will lock up New Mexico State. This stinks.
Oh my God.
This stinks, though. I'm still doing it. Dive into the stink. Mac?
I'll join you. This reeks to high hell, but I think that they're better coached than anybody can.
Bieniek?
Triple lock. Cocktail napkins get it at -7. This one does smell a little bit, but New Mexico is at home. I know I mentioned that
No,
might
it's
not
in
be
Tempe.
like the
It's in
best.
Tempe.
Tempe.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But
That's why then. I didn't
Really?
account for that. Yeah. 3 points.
I still think like I would set this at like 8, 9. All right.
I don't know. I'll lay the points with New Mexico State. I'm not as bought into it at the neutral site.
Do you want to lock it with us?
Make a fucking decision.
I'm looking. Yeah. I'll go in. Pepperdine has not been good.
Triple lock on New Mexico State.
New Mexico State back-to-back games. Dayton and UNLV. We saw how good Dayton was this past week, and that's a tough road game. That UNLV spot was the Tarkanian's wife, right? So,
Yeah.
We'll take the Aggies in this one here.
Bieniek, can you give me the line on Wichita State, Florida in Orlando there?
8.5 or 9.
Yeah.
Florida's laying 8.5 or 9.
Yep.
Give me Wichita on the points. Mac?
I think I'm gonna lock Wichita. I just like what I've seen from Wichita and Paul Mills here. I think they keep this close. I think we get a hell of a championship game here.
Money line Mac locking up the Shockers. Grant says you guys are killing me. What's he talking about? About well, how are we killing you?
No, this is the semis. This is the semis.
Not quite championship yet, I don't believe.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I think this is probably the best defense Florida's played this season. And I think it's a good test on a neutral floor ish. Florida's still going to have the crowd. I'm going to lay it with the Gators, but I don't love it nearly as much as I did the Wake game.
Sam Houston State is taking on UNC Wilmington in Wilmington. The Coliseum there. It's a game. I'm going to take Sam Houston State -1.5. I can be talked into a lock here, Mac.
Does this one smell?
I don't think Wilmington's as good. I don't think Wilmington just lost to Colgate, right? I don't think they're as good though. I mean, I guess they're still decent, but
it could be a get right for both teams. They both dropped games as favorites on Wednesday night. Give me
I asked you because the cocktail napkin has Sam Houston at 3.
Give me Sam Houston. I'm not going to bet this one though.
Yeah. West Georgia or Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll lay it with the Bearcats, but I think it's kind of telling that they're favored here. This is a fringe lock of mine. I'm going to look into it more.
Yeah, I missed this game, by the way. NC State, BYU. What is this line? California.
BYU
4.5, 5.5. 5.
Locking up BYU minus the points against the Pussy Pack. Get this shit out of here. All right.
4.5 on Caesars for BYU.
Mac?
Yeah, I'll join you. I thought BYU looked good today. That was a tough loss. They get right here.
Let's go. Bieniek, triple lock?
I'm on BYU here, but it's Kevin Young's first back-to-back. I'm going to hold off on this. I mean, he's not been a head coach in college basketball prior to this season. So,
can you get me the line on? So double lock. on BYU. Can you give me the line on West Georgia and Samford?
Oh, I just saw this. 19.5.
Yeah.
I will lock up West Georgia.
Yes.
Plus 19.5.
Have you seen these fraud Samford wins the last 2 games?
I have.
Crazy
I
ass.
have.
Yeah. Too many points. West Georgia lock.
19.5 with the Wolves. Come howl with the Wolves with Dundee and Mac. Bieniek, you finally buying into our boys, or are you still hating on these Wolves?
I'll take the Wolves here. I'll bet it with you guys. You guys kind of sold me a little bit. I mean, Samford's kind of played with their food in this home MTE. Cocktail Napkins got it at 16, so a little bit over possession of value here. Yeah, let's take the new D1 team.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Triple lock on these Wolves. Let's go. Fucking Holy Cross is traveling down to Virginia. They're getting 15.5 points. Last time they played, no, I don't even have that score. They haven't played in a while, apparently.
Just ride the system here. Take Holy Cross.
Of course. Give me the points.
Yeah,
give me the points.
Fringe lock. I mean,
Yeah.
Virginia sucks.
Didn't we see this game already to a shittier extent? Like, I mean, Virginia is shittier than Wisconsin, but I feel like Holy Cross covered against Wisconsin. Wisconsin scored 85. Can Virginia score 85? I don't think so. And Holy Cross scored 61 against the Badgers. So I like the points here.
I'm on the Crusaders here.
George Mason is heading to Harrisonburg, Virginia. This game's fantastic. Ooh. Both these teams should have great football programs, but one ignores everything. They're just fucking losers. JMU won by 3 the last time they played. I'm going to lay it with George Mason here.
I think it's a hell of a game. I'm with you. I'm glad to see this on the schedule. These two should play every year. Yeah, give me Mason.
Let's lock this. Let's bet this game.
Yeah, I think Mason's a better team, and I think this is a little bit of a get-up spot for them going down to JMU.
This might be packed, though.
It is going
to be packed. Yeah,
it is going to be lit. But I think Mason gets up for it.
Let's go. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I think the wrong team is favored. I think James Madison gets the win here. Home court advantage gives them the edge, in my opinion.
But Mason fans might make the journey. 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Arkansas State's laying 8.5 in Terre Haute. It's a lock.
Arkansas State's gonna fuck them up.
I think they're gonna win by 20.
Yeah. This is still, they're giving Indiana State too much credit. Ark State, big.
Can I interest you in a Howl at the Wolves parlay? West Georgia, Arkansas State. Werewolves in.
Where'd you guys say this game is being played?
Oh, is this not Terre Haute? Where the fuck is this game at?
Nope, Bahamas.
Ooh, that's even better, I think.
I know.
Yeah, lay it.
I still like Ark State.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were locking this when they were in a true road game, you like it even more now. And I agree with you guys. Indiana State remains pretty overvalued in the market right now. Offense just hasn't been to the level that they were under Josh Schertz, and of course with all of those players as well. And they play at a super fast tempo, okay? And when they're not hitting their shots and you're running up and down the floor, it just creates more possessions for the opposing team. Arkansas State is going to want to play fast as well. They're of the Nate Oates coaching tree, Brian Hodgson, and the offense is legit. And I think they kind of run them off the floor. I agree with you guys. Triple lock this one up.
That means our Wolf parlay is intact. We triple lock both the Wolves. Let's go. Speaking of locks, well, we have a game going on in Easton, Pennsylvania at the Kirby Vacuum Sports Center. and they decided to invite.
Always sucks.
They decided to invite a fucking shark to the party. The Long Island fucking Sharks are coming into that vacuum trash arena at the Eastern Pennsylvania. Okay. All right. The bus knows how to get there. Let me tell you this. Although Black Friday shopping is a concern, it is a fucking concern. But the Sharks against these fucking leopards.
A lot of traffic for that bus.
There's no goddamn leopards in Pennsylvania. All right. I buried a fucking body over there. And let me tell you, the Sharks are swimming heavy and the disrespect is still there. They're getting plus 170 on the money line. Dial 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE. See ya at Peter Luger's. We're swimming heavy tomorrow. We're swimming heavy in money. Let's go. Mac, it's time to join.
Yeah, let's lock this. Lock this. I think they have the better roster than Lafayette. They're going to win outright.
Let's go. Bieniek, you're swimming? Are you going to sit there on the fucking beach watch it at the vacuum center? What are you doing?
I'm going to take the points, but I'm not swimming.
This fucking guy. Navy is taking on Penn at the Palestra. Penn drilled them the last time they played, I think by like 18 points. This Penn team's kind of ass. And that is why I think Navy is live here. Give me Navy in the points. I think they could win this on the money line. Mac, Navy, what are you doing here?
Navy's been my kryptonite. They lost 3 home games in a row. Now they're on the road. This could be it. Yeah, I'll take Navy. I'll take Navy.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Man, I think this is Penn shouldn't be laying 6. I'm going to take the 6 points, but I don't.
Penn be laying 6? Like what?
Yeah. Fringe lock with the midshipmen. Yeah. What's the line of the Santa Clara Washington game going on in what's this, Palm Springs, I believe?
Washington's laying 1.
You can get either team at plus money.
I'm terrified of this game.
DraftKings has Santa Clara at plus 1.5, and FanDuel plus 1 on Washington.
I'm terrified of this game because this is exactly the game that Herb Sendek would lose.
Yeah,
but I still think we should bet Santa Clara.
I had Santa Clara circled. I think they continue the momentum. They get another big win here. Washington's not that good. They just played Colorado State.
Let's bet on these Broncs. Bieniek, you coming? Bieniek?
No. I'm not gonna.
You know we're live right now, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
Welcome to the show.
Swayed and overreacted a drubbing of TCU. I do think that a non-competitive game helps the team going into their second game, especially Washington playing a little bit more of a closely contested one. But I think Washington has at least a good defense and could, have Santa Clara in a little bit of fits. I don't love this game at all. And I have no read on Santa Clara right now. I want to like this team, but they have not been consistent for me this season.
Gardner-Webb is heading into Nashville to take on Belmont. Belmont's laying 6.5. I'm tempted to lock this thing, man.
What, on Belmont?
Yeah.
I think the line kind of stinks. Belmont off the Cancun trip. I'll pass. I'll take the points.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I mean, both of these teams.
If I'm up on the day, I'm pulling the trigger on this.
Both of these teams were in Cancun just recently, just this week.
Yep.
So, I'm on Belmont. I think they're the better team.
The Aggies of North Carolina A&T are making the tough trip.
What a game.
To Greenville, North Carolina, where they're
How tough
catching.
Is it? How does it sound?
They're catching 13.5, and they think they can play with the greatest team in all the land.
And may the Schwartz Spirit
What a world. Pirates smash play. Laying at 13.5. Only won by 11 last time they played. But this year's team's better. All right. And it's right after the football game, so I am a little curious what the attendance will be, because if you the amount of drunkenness that happens at football games, I don't know if they will be at the basketball game after. Mac,
They'll be
what are you doing
passed
here?
out on the sidewalk instead.
I think there's a lot of distractions here. Give me North Carolina A&T.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I'm on A&T as well. I think that's a bit too many points. And A&T's not been terrible this season. I don't love East Carolina laying double digits here.
Louisville, Oklahoma. What's this line?
I think 3.
Louisville's laying
Yes, sir.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get 3.5 on Oklahoma at FanDuel.
I kind of like the Sooners here.
Yeah, I like the Sooners. I'll lock the Sooners. Louisville's off an overtime game too, third game in 3 days. So yeah, Boomer Sooner wins in Atlantis.
I'm with you. Give me the Sooners. Bieniek.
I trust Oklahoma to play a little bit better defense, but I think Louisville has more offensive contributors. Oklahoma, it's fears. They had Colby contribute in game 1, and then it was like Monty something put up like 24 today for Oklahoma. But in both games, it's really been just 2 guys doing the scoring. Louisville, I think that offensive system is just going to be a little bit more trustworthy, and Oklahoma could go into a spell offensively and a little of dry spell. I'll lay it with the Cards. I think this is a statement weekend for Kelsey at Louisville.
Purdue, Ole Miss in San Diego, La Jolla. What's this line?
Purdue -4.
This is a hard one for me. No lock. Give me Ole Miss. Mac.
I'm sticking with Ole Miss. I bet him today against BYU. I'm going to bet him tomorrow again against Purdue. Giving me points. I think it's a 1-possession game, so you're giving me a couple points of cushion here. I think Ole Miss wins, but I'll take the extra points as well. So Ole Miss, lock it up.
Moneyline
Rebs
Mac locking up the Rebs. What's that? No, are you joining them?
I like the Rebs' death over the trio of contributors that Purdue's got right now. They got a couple of things to need to figure out. Ole Miss starts 5 seniors. They go 6 deep of seniors. I like that rotation a little bit better than the Boilermakers right now.
Utah State, North Texas. This game is in Orlando. What's the line on this?
Utah State's laying 5.
Give me North Texas plus the 5. I might bet this. Mac?
Yeah, I mean, this is offense versus defense here. I think North Texas will drag it in the mud and slow them down. I'm betting North Texas. I'm betting all these games.
Yeah, I'll take North Texas with you. I'll jump in on that. Bieniek?
I am going to go the Mean Green. You cruised in game 1, a little bit less of a stress test. I like the Mean Green in game 2.
Do you have the line on Lemoyne and Manhattan?
Manhattan's laying
6,
5.5.
7.5?
Yeah. 5.5 on Manhattan at FanDuel. You can get a 6 on Lemoyne.
Give me Lemoyne. Mac.
I'll take Lemoyne. I'll never lay 6 with Manhattan. What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is
Bieniek?
kind of out there. Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins here.
Clemson's laying 31.5 at home at that Little John fucking Robin Hood, goddamn, fucking Robin Hood Coliseum. All right.
Little John.
You know, they won by 44 the last time they played this team.
Oof.
They're laying 31.5. I will lay it. Mac.
I mean, the spot is all time bad for Clemson. Wait, where's Clemson, South Carolina on Saturday? Is that in Columbia or Clemson?
No, this is in Clemson. This is in Sherwood Forest in fucking Little John Coliseum.
No, I mean the Saturday home game.
The football game.
No, that's in Clemson.
There might be a buzzsaw in there. I'll still take the 31.5 with Florida A&M because they're off the tournament win down there in Florida, but I'm not betting this.
I think this is a bit too much after a tournament win. I'll take the 31.5.
Wow. Georgia State's catching 30.5 in Lexington.
Oh, it's not enough.
I'm laying it. He's been drilling these fucking teams.
Yeah, I got my cover finally against Kentucky. I'm not gonna go against them again here. Yeah, I'll lay with Kentucky.
North Florida laying 3.5 at SIU. This is not at SIU. This is in Edwardsville, Illinois.
Ooh.
What? North Florida's laying 3.5.
It's at SIU.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. What am I talking about here?
It's at Edwardsville. What's that last part of the SIU part of the school?
Edwardsville's a nice home dog here, I think.
It's a good game. This is a good game here.
I think we should bet Edwardsville. They've been chippy. Now they're at home as a home dog against a Florida team. I like it.
I'm not going to bet it, but I'll take Edwardsville with you. I can't. North Florida's been a darling of mine. I don't like fading them. Bad energy for.
They're cooling off finally. They're cooling off after their bye game wins.
A little bit.
Big in
both bye
energy
game
rocks.
Wins. Both bye game wins weren't like. After 2 weeks, we've learned a little bit more about some teams. South Carolina and Georgia Tech don't look like the strongest couple of Power 5 wins. Market might be a little bit higher on the Ospreys here. They could drain a ton of threes and win this thing outright, and cover the spread here. But I'll take the dog.
Hofstra's laying 2.5 against Rice. Is this actually at Rice? Where the hell is this at? In the Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
I'm gonna lay the 2.5 with Hofstra. Mac.
Yeah, they've lost 2 in a row to Florida State, Houston coming down here. I like Rice here. They're not a strong conviction though.
Bieniek?
Oh, I like Hofstra getting out of the Houston straitjacket. This is a good spot. I'll lay it with the Pride.
Duke is laying 27.5 at home against Seattle. Lock. They're coming off the loss. Seattle's fucking ass this year. Duke's gonna win by 40. Mac,
I passed on the one. I passed on the one last time. And they beat Wofford by about 1,000. So I'll lock Duke with you.
Let's go. Bieniek.
You concerned at all with the number 1 team in the country, Auburn, coming to town next?
No, they just came off a loss. This is like when you got to fucking get your shit together, you know?
It's a huge sandwich spot from Kansas to Auburn. I'll take the points. It's a lot for a bunch of kids.
Northwestern UNLV in the desert in Tempe. What's this line?
4. Northwestern's laying 4.
I'm actually going to lay it. UNLV look like shit today.
That's why I think I like UNLV.
That's kind of what UNLV does. Now they'll bounce back and play well.
Yeah, and I mean Northwestern, I still have my question marks about this team a little bit, and maybe UNLV pops up here and gets one.
That's my thought process as well. I'm on the one on Rebs.
Are you guys locking this?
No.
Check the picks page. It's late in the night. I may add it.
Towson, Kennesaw State in fucking Canada. In Alberta. What's this line?
3.
Towson's laying 3.
Yep.
I'm going to lock Towson laying 3.
I'll join you.
Yeah. Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm on Towson too. I don't know if I can get there with a play.
Stephen F. Austin is taking on ULM. This is at the Ewing Coliseum there. Stephen F. Austin's laying 4.5.
This line stinks.
Yeah, give me ULM plus 4.5. Mac?
Same, no bet. Same though.
Bieniek?
I'm gonna go with Monroe. SFA did not have a good showing in their own MTE. Now they hit the road. Give me the Warhawks.
Northwestern State's getting 20.5 in Baton Rouge at that Pistol Pete Center. That's a 41-point game last year, and the line is 20.
And Northwestern State was
better last year, right?
I'll take that
they're
back.
bad last year. They're better
I'll take
this
that
year.
back.
Okay. I'm still laying it.
I'm on Northwestern State. Give me the points.
Bieniek?
I am also going to take the points.
Crazy triple overtime game.
Bieniek, Fig Newton in the chat giving us $2 for the prostitution situation in Vegas. Northern Colorado's getting 21.5 in Lubbock. We gotta take these Bears, right?
It seems like the right spot, but God, Texas Tech drills teams in that building. Yeah, I'll take the Bears though.
Let's go. Northern Colorado, 21.5 points. Bieniek, you coming?
No, I'm going to go back to the Red Raiders. They've had a week off, and at home they've been drilling teams this year. Beat Wyoming by fucking 50. I think it's a little bit of a, more of the same that they started the season off with.
Gonzaga, Davidson, and Nassau. What's this line?
Gonzaga like 19.5.
Good Lord.
Give me Davidson in the points.
I'll lay it.
17-point win. Bieniek?
I definitely think that Davidson's more motivated to play this game. I'll take the Wildcats.
Delaware State's getting 31.5 in Austin against Texas. This game's fucking horrible.
Fuck this game.
Steezy Dubs calling for
I'm
a
laying
Davidson
it.
money line.
I'm laying the 31.5.
Yeah, I'll lay it.
Bieniek, what are you doing in that Texas game?
I'm gonna lock up Davidson. Cocktail and Napkins got it at 16. I really do think that there's a little bit of a motivation. Gonzaga was looking forward to play Arizona or Oklahoma, Providence, and they get Davidson in game 3. They're probably more or less looking to play the game and get on home. Yeah, I'll take the 20.5 there on FanDuel. It's a little bit higher than when we picked it.
What about this Texas game?
Delaware State.
Wow. Okay. St. Bonaventure, Northern Iowa. What's this line at? This is in Orlando.
Bonnies are laying 1.5 or 2. Yeah.
Give me Northern Iowa to get that dub.
I think I agree with you. The Bonnies are young, took their first loss. I think Northern Iowa pops up here and gets it done.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I'm going to take the Bounties. I've just been a little bit more negative on the Panthers so far this season.
All right, UC Irvine there. The Anteaters taking on Kent State in Canada. It's the championship game.
Yep.
It's a good game.
Great game.
Gosh, Irvine's looks so fucking good this year. I almost think about it. Like my first thought is take the 6.5 because these programs are similar. But Irvine's looks so good. I'm like, should I lay it? Give me the 6.5. Mac?
I'm going to bet Kent State. I think we get a great championship game north of the border here. One possession game. Kent State mucks it up in the mud. Rob Sender off. And I think in company have a chance to hand Irvine their first loss.
I'll join you. Let's go.
Let's go, Kent.
Not quite the championship game, but probably for the trophy, the round robin.
Gotcha.
But this is probably the one that means the most. They're both 1-0. I'm on Irvine. Give me the Anteaters.
Butler, Mississippi State in the desert. What's this line?
Mississippi State's laying 8.
After talking them up, I got to take Butler plus the 8.
I know. Check the picks page. I think I'll end up betting Butler by the end.
If I'm up I'll probably pull the trigger on this
game. And Thad Matta, short turn. Him and Chris Jan's low scoring game. I think we get a dragon in the mud game on both sides.
Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm going to take Butler plus 8. I think it's a little bit closer than that.
Yeah. St. Mary's, Arizona State, and Palm Springs. What's this line? Not out yet.
They don't have one out yet.
Damn it! I want to pull the trigger on this. I want to make Bieniek have to take the Sun Devils.
Yeah, they don't have either game in Palm Springs.
Well, you got the Mississippi Valley State game to end the night.
Yeah, that's true. No New Mexico. No.
Mississippi Valley State is heading to the Thunderdome. They're getting 30.5.
Disrespectful.
Give me the 30.5.
I'll lay it. They're gonna get killed again.
Santa Barbara wins by 27.
I'm going to take the minus 30 and 31.5 here or whatever. The Gauchos don't. I mean, this season so far, they've been in a couple of really close games, and I think this is their opportunity to really run it up. They won against Eastern Washington by 16. They beat Portland by 40. I think this is more like the Portland game than the Fresno, San Jose, or UTEP games.
Yeah. The people want the hypothetical on the St. Mary's Arizona State game.
So in the KenPom lines for both of these games.
And wait, New Mexico. Who's New Mexico playing too?
USC, New Mexico.
USC.
New Mexico's laying 6. On KenPom.
I mean, I feel like I have to take New Mexico, right? But I mean, then again, can USC really be that bad offensively 2 games in a row?
I think so. I'll lay it with New Mexico.
And what are we looking at for the other one?
Probably take the Lobos here. The other one is 4 in favor of St. Mary's.
Give me the Sun Devils. Money line.
Yeah, St. Mary's due for one of these losses. And I think the Sun Devils have been chippy, man. I'll ride them again tomorrow night. Check the picks page on those games as well, guys.
I'm taking the Gales. They played really good this isn't a knock against Arizona State or anything, but St. Mary's has played really good competition. They've dismantled a couple of these teams. I think that defense is pretty suffocating still. They lose pieces and they just pick up right where they left off.
Folks, that's our show. Top plays of the night would be I will join in on the Ohio State Pitt angle. I think that, I mean, I already locked this up, but I'm saying I think that's the play. I also like Indiana against Providence. Those two stood out to me. And then after that, Arkansas State against Indiana State would probably be my third one. Mac, fire.
Yeah, I'll go BYU in a bounce back.
Ooh, I do love that one too.
Yeah, so lay the points with BYU. I agree with you. I had Arkansas State circled as well against Indiana State. I think this is a good spot for them to drill them. And then number 3, I had Oklahoma outright over Louisville down in the Bahamas to win the tournament, and Porter Moser gets a big win, and this could be the year they get to the dance.
Bieniek?
Favorite plays Arkansas State. I went into this one, I think, good enough in depth. Indiana State wants to play fast, but I don't think their offense is nearly as good as it was last year, and Arkansas State's offense is really good, and they also like to play fast. So I think that one's a lot of possessions, and it does not favor the Sycamores there, matchup wise. Second favorite play is DePaul. They've been rolling in the non-conference right now. Tough job for you. They beat Northern Illinois by 40, and who the hell the other team that they're playing only beat Northern Illinois by 5. And then the last one is Ohio State.
Eastern Illinois.
-2.5 against Pitt. Yeah, Ohio State -2.5 against Pitt here. Might be in the building. And I think that Jalen Lowe injury is not being factored into this line. Point guard for Pitt, huge factor for their offensive success so far this season. And the strength of this Buckeyes team is their backcourt. So give me the Bucks.
There we go, folks. Give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77 _ Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline _ Mac. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The college basketball experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Once again, youtube.com/the college experience. Folks, we're trying to get to 15,000 followers by January 1st, or we're never going to do the show ever again. So you got to help us here. I see the numbers, and as much as I appreciate our numbers, and they're very good numbers, I also see the amount watching that are unsubscribed. Please, if you can, it takes nothing. It's not going to text you to tell you that the show it literally takes nothing out of your day to subscribe to this. Half a second, just hit that subscribe and the like button, but subscribe, please do that. All right. Advertisers look at that, and that's how we get the show to continue to roll on. All right. So please, by January 1st, grab your sister's phone. You're out at if you're going out to Black Friday and you're sitting there at a Target while everyone's killing themselves over a goddamn PlayStation 10, then you can, I would just let them do it. Let them. And then you can just, while you're doing that, you might see a couple people on the ground with their phones just sitting out. Cause some people are trying to record that shit. They fall down, grab that, hit that subscribe button, quickly type in, go to the YouTube app, which I'm sure they have. And then, do that. And then you can hit them over the head with their fucking phone. And appreciate you. Just do that. All right. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're hanging out with family, say, "Oh, Uncle Timmy, you crazy bastard, give me your phone." You don't have the YouTube app? Why not? I'm going to download that thing and then go over there and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't matter, whatever. Even if you're on,
he's not even going to open the app again. It's just quick and easy, and he doesn't even know.
Rig the system. All right, it's America, baby. All right. Till next time, folks. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we are somewhere out of here. Let's go.
My darts, you get ripped apart. Save the cookie cutter mutter for 106 apart. Cause of your liquor will I sip your heart. You never dumb it down, dog. If you're smart, I throw out a couple of lines. Biters are quick to cross. Fishing you on a dick till I piss you off. It goes tits and bras, lips and jaws. I use my common sense to see the bitch and all. Good thing you got the market corner. Kids and malls. Grip the red carpet as you slip and fall off. Another career spear. Thanks for trying to block. You get an A for effort and an effort. Shut the fuck up. Here's a hint. Put down the mic, you catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mike's I sees them. So when you see him, you got a good reason to look. Catch a glimpse. A lot of these heads need to improve their improv. Talent's not a program you download to install. Quality spread through hard work, no involved. My peers respect me cause I'm genuinely evolved. Beyond gathering names to build up my buddy list. You decide friendships and pounds of suicide and bloody risk. Come equipped or leave empty handed. They don't call me C's for nothing. See the camera? Smile. Click. Here comes the picture. You act like a child. Manhood don't fit you. I'll break your whole style down to a bumper sticker. And never need a gun to lift you. Here's a hint. Put down the mic and catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mike's I sees them. So when you see him, you gotta go reason to look. Catch a glimpse. Summer raps, dinosaurs think the corporate fat cats. Critiquing metaphors and can't afford a new backpack. Itching for the fast track, homie, you better scratch that. Need to pay some dues to learn the rules of the mouse chat. Hollering mic check, unaccounted for, bounce flat, deflated. Play on, player, your game is dated. Moderated cause you hate it. Don't claim bi-coastal. Your crew with the balloons said the ice cream social. The industry's a joke, I'm not the only one laughing. Fit your neck with the yoke. Then pursue your passion. Last in the race, how's the view from behind? Away from the front, catch a glimpse, shut your eyes.
Yes, we do.
Here's a hint. Put down the mic, you catch a glimpse.
The college football experience.
You see me, mics I seize them. So when you see him, you got a good reason to look. Catch a glimpse.